The evolution of Indian cricket is a story of brave men, patriots who didn't let injury stop them, fierce men who announced India's talent to an unfair world, of walls that refused to fall, and underdogs who became heroes, and huddles that taught unity, of captains who would stop at nothing, of passion and of patience, of heartbreaks and of tears, of men in blue who made a whole nation dream, of a nearly godlike figure who made time stop, of boys who taught men that cricket is the only religion, and of those who dared to take a stand and let their bats speak, of tiny steps to climb to the summit, and of drama and of emotions that came with it. But it was all worth it for this moment. But before any of this could ever happen, before India would be taken seriously in the cricketing world, before the minnows would become formidable tigers, came this history defining iconic moment. 83 is the story of 1983 World Cup when, against all odds, the Indian cricket team led by Kapil Dev would forever change the face of Indian cricket. Let's jump right into the review.
Shut up and sit down.
Direction and writing. The challenge with an event-based film is to stick to the story while also keeping the viewers entertained, because they come in with some background. After many production delays and several delays in release due to the pandemic, Kabir Khan's labor of love is a cinematic treat. Production and set designs are beautiful, and a lot of effort has gone into making everything period specific. Kabir takes realism to the next level, capturing the details with his sets, CGI and editing, with no jarring moments on screen. Kabir, as a co-script writer with Sanjay Chauhan, brings in the parts of the story we know and the parts we don't. He definitely benefits from liaising with the original winning team and getting the inside story. There is obvious cinematization at places, but for a big screen flick, this is understandable. Kabir transposes his filming on original shots, making every scene believable. A huge shout out for the research that has gone into this film. Then there are scenes from the sport itself which were never captured in footage. India vs Zimbabwe with a classic tale of Kapil's innings that rescued India from a difficult situation. What a treat! Not to mention, the cast was put through training with Balwinder Sandhu, Yashpal Sharma and Kapil Dev to be able to copy the styles of the original players on screen. Emotions are a part and parcel of cricket in India. But to be able to dramatize it while being respectful was always going to be a challenge, especially if we are to go by other cricket films that have been released in the last decade. There are scenes that are specifically meant to ride on the patriotic rhetoric, and we feel these could probably be a little more grounded and dialogues a little more subtle. But passion remains high throughout the movie, and these sequences pass even before you know it.
Cinematography. After working together with Kabir in films like Ek Tha Tiger, Bajrangi Bhaijaan, Phantom and Tube Light, Asim Mishra translates Kabir's vision into perfect visual experience. This is his first sports project, but it doesn't feel so. Every frame is an ode to this great tale, a huge reason why this film works, an absolute sweet. Music. Music by Pritam is patriotic, and as background score to the high moments in the film, it works well. One that really leaves an impact is Lehra Do, which plays as the Indian flag is furled by the ecstatic crowds. Rest of the album goes well with the theme, but none of the songs are too memorable. Music is between sweet and sour. The acting. We are not going individually this time because just like the sport, this movie is an absolute team effort. Yes, there is no doubt that Ranveer's presence changes everything. He absolutely nails Kapil's accent, diction and style. He recreates Kapil's shots and bowling action and demeanor as captain with ease. But so do the others. Casting is the strongest point of this film, and hats off to the makers who cast Chirag Patil, Mali Marshall and Carl Greenidge as their fathers. Mohinder Amarnath too appears in the film as his father Lala Amarnath as well, a tribute to one of India's greats. For us, the most impactful performances were by Jatin Sarna as Yashpal Sharma, Jiva as Krish Shrikant, Tahir Bashin as Sunil Gavaskar, and Saqib Salim as Mohinder Amarnath. And we really wish Yashpal Sharma was here to see this one. Bowman Irani as Farooq Engineer, providing commentary for every Indian game, and Pankaj Tripathi as PR Mansingh seem to be in their comfort zones and delivered two lovable performances. Deepika as Romi Dev is probably the only performance we felt could have been better. While the rest of the cast were adapting their performances to match the players they enacted, Deepika just seemed herself with a different hairstyle.
Watch it for a tale that needed to be told to underline its importance. Kabir Khan's labor of love that keeps you engaged. The cast ensemble that leaves no stones unturned. A unique sports film unlike any other we have seen. CGI that is neither too much nor too little. Don't watch it in 3D because barring a couple of moments, there is no additional viewing pleasure out of it. 83 is a film about the time when cricket was less of a sport and more of a national pride. This is a movie which is bang on at making you feel patriotic, proud and invested, even if you knew the story. This is a story that was waiting to be picked up, and we're really glad that it was Kabir who did it. Don't give this one a miss. Rush to your nearest big screen. This is Viewers Cut signing off. Until next time.